Hello and welcome. This is Ruth and I have showcase number 39 and it's called Thankful Harvest Gift Box from Tonic Studios to share with you today. And I haven't already made this up. This is actually the first time I've opened it to have a little look. So there are 31 dies and we're going to have a little look through those to see what we can use them for as well as this gift box. And then I'll just have a quick run through it and then we'll just get making something. The only thing I've done so far is go into my stash of cards and lift out some lovely autumny colours which I thought might go along with this. So those are the things that I'm going to be using. Now the box itself looks like from the packaging, I actually don't even have the packaging, I'll have to tell you that, but I've seen a photograph of it and it looks like it opens from the side, so you'll have this beautiful shape on the front and then it opens out. So we have a little rectangle here that could be used for something else. This beautiful panel could most definitely be used on cards. This one here as well, some writing on that which I'll check out later. And then these beautiful panels absolutely could be used on cards, and this looks really nice as well. And then of course there are these beautiful things here which is Eternally Grateful with a pumpkin on it. A little pumpkin here and an acorn I think that is, and a lovely leaf. And those are all things that could definitely be used on other things as well. So I think I will just have a little look at how this is going to go together and I'll be right back in just a couple of moments. But if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that. You'll be able to see this video and all the other types of things that come along after it. I'm always doing things for Tonic here and you'll be able to see some other things of my own as well. So don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell. And if you do enjoy it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and leave a little comment down below if you do get time. Thank you very much. Well, I've picked out some beautiful ivory card and then I've got sugared coral glitter card and some glazed chestnut pearlescent card, and I think it goes really well together. So I've cut this out twice in the ivory, just like this, and then I've burnished all those score lines with my little bone folder. And we're going to join both of these together, so we have them both sitting the same way here, and then you'll just turn one right round like this, and then these two little panels, so that's this area here and this area, one gets glued directly on top of the other. Now before I go ahead and glue these little tabs on here, so that's these ones get glued on here and these get glued onto here, I'm going to decorate the front of this, so I just want to show you what I've already done. Now I've taken this die and I've cut that out on its own in the glazed chestnut, and then I've used that one along with this one, and so I've cut the two of those out together through the die cutting machine, and that has given me the beautiful glitter card pattern that I have here, and I'm going to glue that on here. Now you could just use one layer here and you could just add this one directly onto there, or you could just use this one and cut holes, so that would cut the shape through here without cutting it right out of the card. So either way is good, and you could certainly put some vellum in behind that one or some acetate or something like that, and maybe even put a little battery tea light in there. But for now this is what I'm doing, and I think it's just got the effect that I want, and I'm going to lay them on here just to show you first of all, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue them. So I've also got some other dies here from the set. We've got this outside edge here, and I've used this one and this one along with it. So there are two outside edges and they're opposites, and you want to cut that out 4 times in the same way that I've done here. So 2 of the backgrounds and 2 of the top areas, and that'll give you these shapes. And then again on this one as well, so this outside edge is cutting the plain shape, and then the other one directly on top of that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue all of these panels on, and then I'll show you how to assemble this. Then I can just turn this over and go ahead with these little glue panels here. So the glue is going on directly onto that one and that one, and that one then gets glued on here. and fold these little flaps over. So these will make little pockets, and the one with the wider edge on it has a little glue tab that you don't need to fold that back. That's really just a guideline to show you where this one attaches onto, and that folds over, and there's your little pocket. And then you just do the same on the other side here. You can add a little glue along the base of that, or you can just leave it open. Either way it will still work. I'll leave that one open and I'll show you just how I'm going to do this one here differently. And then these can get attached up at the top here. Now there are panels there that you can go ahead and decorate the sides with here. I've left this open just at the minute so that I can show you there's a couple of different ways of closing this. So I haven't put the panels on here yet, but I'll show you them. So we've got this lovely shape here, or this one here, which I think goes along with this better here, this pattern. And I'm going to cut that out and put it on here, and then I can attach this at the top, or just open and close it with a little ribbon through this area here. I glued all of these panels on, and as you can see there are 2 or 3 different options of closing this, so I thought I'd just show you them all individually. And with this one then I went ahead and glued these panels on, so I'm going to show you what I used for that. There isn't actually a place in this one to make a slit, so that worked out well because I'm going to close this one from the top. So I've used this die, again I've cut it out in the brown card, the glazed chestnut, and then I have used this one and this one together and cut out this beautiful glitter panel, and I've glued those directly on top there, and that's on each side there. And then you can see a lovely little die in here, just this one, and I've cut that out 4 times, and I have put it on the outside edges here and here, and then on the inside. And it's important that you fold these 2 tabs backwards, because that then will be how you get the ribbon through and fold all this up together at the end. And then I die cut this little acorn, so I showed you that at the start. I cut the background out in the satin card, and then I used the 2 together in the brown, and then I paper pieced this little brown one back in again there, and I've just attached that onto the front with a little 3D foam pad. So now I can go ahead and attach this with ribbon, and I kind of like this ribbon with it because it's got that sort of harvesty autumn feel to it, but don't know, I might just change that to something cream at the end. I'm not sure, maybe this one. But all you do is put the ribbon through the top there and tie it in a little bow. And I don't think I've actually got the sides right for this, but there you are. Oh yeah, it's fine. So there we are, that's our little box, and it looks really, really cute. Now I have gone ahead and cut out all the pieces for another one just to show you a different closure on it, and I think I'll do a third one as well. But actually whenever I was looking at that, there's so many other ideas are popping into my head for using those dies that don't even involve making a little box. Anyhow, I have cut it out in the glazed chestnut card this time, and I've gone ahead then and added panels on with some of the speciality paper that I had. And this one is called, let's check it here, this one is called Peach Parfait. So just remember, whenever you are die cutting pieces like this, if you set your panel on, say you've got this piece and you want to cut that out for here, always set it onto the card or the paper like this, cut around it, and then put it through your die cutting machine. Don't put that whole piece through, because otherwise the part here that isn't sort of protected by the die, the plate will run across that and it will flatten that a bit for you, and you don't want that. So do that with all your little die pieces. And then I've done exactly the same all of the way across here. Now for the front of this one, I have taken these 2 dies and I've actually just taped them together and run them through the die cutting machine. So I'll show you them up close here. It's the outer edge one with the little guide in it here, just a little notch, and then I've taped this one in just into place there, and I cut it out in the glazed chestnut card because I want to add the panel on here, but I also think that the piece that I'm using for that part isn't really stable enough because it's paper, so I want to glue it directly on there. So I've cut that out twice. That will stabilize that a little bit and I can put that in here. But I've also cut just the plain piece then in the card, as the paper as well, and I'm going to glue that on here. Well, just a little edit before I added this on. So I have decided that seeing this as paper as well, it would have been better just to glue a straight edged panel onto the back of it so that I don't see this piece showing through. Sometimes that maybe create a little bit of dimension and you don't really want a little bump in that. So I cut this same one out again in the glazed chestnut and just backed it on there. And then I have used this one on the same glazed chestnut card and I've cut this out. And first of all I'm going to glue the long edge of this through here. So I'm going to put glue on the back of this and then glue this directly on top here. Now you probably saw that I put glue all over this panel to hold that one directly in place, but because this one is going to have a little slit, it has a little slit and it's going to have this little tab going through it, I only want to add glue around the outside and make sure I leave this area clear here. I have gone ahead then with all of these little dies, so I've cut the outside edges with the brown and then I've used some of this blushing pink card here and I have cut the inside and the outside together, so you can see how I've done that and layered them on top. So I've got this one here, the Eternally Grateful on the front, and then I've built up a little collage of some on here, and I've got one on here, and then on here I've got this one. Now obviously I've decided to just keep this tucked down in the back, but you could have glued that panel the whole way down right over here and then you wouldn't have put so many on here, but I liked it tucked in there and just coming so that it was visible there. So that's that one finished, and then I've also gone ahead with these two little dies. So this outside one I've cut in the cream, and then it's ivory card, 300 GSM ivory card, and then I've used the two of them again with the brown and I've layered them on top of each other, and that then makes a little card that I can put inside either of these little areas here that will just fit down in there. But I just wanted to show you that I have cut the panel out with this one and I have kept the good side facing out so that you can write or whatever on that, and it's got a good side on both sides as well. So this is the one with the little tie closure up at the top, and then this one is where the little strap folds over and tucks in, and I've gone ahead and made a third one, and I've done that in exactly the same way as I did the base for the other two, except that I've added a magnetic closure. Now I've done a full step-by-step blog post showing how I've made that one, but I'm going to give you a quick run through it here. So there's how it all goes together on the inside as well. Just exactly the same there, and I've also made this to tuck in here the way I did for the other one there, the one I did before this. Instead of cutting this panel along with the outside edge and gluing it directly on there, I've actually done it twice, but I have glued them onto a cream panel, and that's gone straight onto the back of this panel here. So on one of them it's just plain like this, with then this one and the outside edge together glued on top, and on the other one then I have used this as well, and this panel here actually cuts this little area out. So this one is left plain as it is, and then on the other side I have glued this one on with the little nick through the little slit through the two pieces, and I have tucked the short end of the tab right through here and glued that on, and it comes right through the top here, and then that will go through here. I've got a magnet on the other side of it. I've covered it with a little circle die there, and when that comes through here, what I did before I put this panel on, I put another little magnet on here with the little self-adhesive piece from this here onto it. I tapped it on and held it until it fastened onto here, then I took that off, and that's all on below this panel, and then I glued this panel directly on top, and I didn't need any slits on the top there because that one's just going to go ahead there straight through. This little tab will go in there, and then you can see how that just meets up with the little magnet in there, and then I made the lovely little tag with two little leaves up at the top. So that's three different closures, and they're actually all quite similar box, but the little closures are all different, and you can pick and choose whichever you prefer for that. Now we've got the 3 boxes and they all close in different ways, but I thought I would try a 4th one for you just to show you a different way again. And I've cut the same basic die shape out, but you can see this time I have cut off the edges here and here on both of them, so we don't have the pieces that fold over to make the pocket. And I have put glue on here. I think I need a little drop more, and I am going to just glue those bases together the way I did originally. But as you can see, we just don't have these pieces along here. So on one side then I am going to glue all of this together. So this then will become the glue tab that attaches on here, and you can see this time that I have folded these both inwards. So I'm going to make a box by doing this, folding those together, and then I'm going to cut one of these off and glue this one to the inside here. Now we've got a little box that you can either fold these tabs inwards and close like that, or you can leave them on the outside and pop them out like that and close the box this way. So I'm going to go ahead and decorate this with some nice patterned papers this time, and well, I'll come back when that's finished. Well, that's them all finished. I could go on and on forever, and Tonic will have to stop doing this to me, making such beautiful die sets that can make so many different things, because I wanted to carry on and make cards and make all sorts of things, but I just don't have time to do it. So I hope you'll enjoy thinking about that yourself and adding some of these elements onto cards. There's the other little box finished. I'll just move these out of the road and show you. There it is. I've put some little flowers on top from the latest card creator die set, and then when you open it up I've lined the bottom of it as well, and I could actually have used these same dies to line the sides of it as well, but again, time constraints just didn't allow that. So that is another really pretty little box, and just another different way of using that. You could even have this upside down hanging like this from a little ribbon, from the top of it, and you hang that as a little ornament. It is so pretty and can be used for so many different things. Now, I also was having a look at this, particularly this orientation of opening it, and thinking that that would be rather nice, probably not that way, but joined on here the whole way around, so that you could have 4 or more. Well, 4 would fit perfectly that way. You'd have a little square in the middle, and all of these would open up. Like so. So that would be nice as well. If you had them all this way and left a little space for the tabs to fit in, you could actually put several of them around like this. You'd have to cut these tabs off, but you could join them, and that would make another lovely shape as well, and you could have them opening in a different way as well. So just stretch your imagination a little bit and you'll get lots and lots of ideas from that one. But I hope I've given you plenty of ideas anyhow. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment, and just let me know what you think. And I'd love to see you back again, so if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell. And I hope to see you again soon. My affiliate links for everything that I've used in this will be down below in the description of the video. I'll get a little commission if you buy through those links, but it won't cost you anything extra. It'll just be exactly the same price as if you were buying it directly from the website. So I do appreciate everybody who takes the time to do that as well. Thank you very much, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.